Good morning. It is Friday. It's our last day in Dublin. Tomorrow we are leaving to go back home. But we have had breakfast at, I think it's like 9:30 right now, and we are going to be at the Jameson distillery at 11 for a tour. So we are about to head out and see what we can see before then. On live TV. How was your Jameson experience?
Good and getting better.
Tell me something interesting about whiskey.
Well, Jameson in particular is triple distilled, and they don't use peat, so you don't get that smoky flavor like a lot of scotches. And it's, for me, very, very vanilla-y. Very, very tasty.
Would you recommend the Jameson tour to the world?
I would. It's extremely interesting even if you don't like whiskey.
I agree, it is extremely interesting, and I do not like whiskey. of the day. We've stopped back in to drop off our purchases and take a break before we go back out. So we've been to the Jameson distillery, we've been to 2 yarn stores, we've been to have lunch, and I took a video of the name of the place we ate at, but then I completely forgot to take a video of our food. We got bangers and mash and split it, and it was delicious. And then we went to the yarn store, the Constant Knitter, I believe it was called. You will have seen that already. And I didn't buy anything. I didn't love it. And I feel really bad saying that because it was a super cute yarn store, but they were kind of mean. Like, they didn't say anything to any of us, and nothing really spoke to me. Now, I don't know this for sure, so please don't take what I'm saying like as you shouldn't go there. Maybe you will have a completely different experience, but I feel like it was the kind of yarn store that would look down on crocheters. So nothing really spoke to me, nothing really grabbed me of the yarn that they had, even though they had beautiful yarn. So we left. Then we stopped at a coffee shop and when we walked in to get some coffee, they had just pulled fresh cinnamon rolls out of the oven. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So obviously we ate one. And I got a mocha, and then we went to This Is Knit, which is a super cute yarn store, and it was almost overwhelming. Like, they had the most beautiful yarn selection, and they were super sweet and helpful and friendly. And I bought a little bit of stuff. So I have 2 of these. It is that pink, you guys. So this is Mondial. Oh, I'm not doing a good job. Mondial Cashmerite Gold. So it's 10% cashmere, 70% merino, and 20% microfiber. And you get 50 grams and 140 meters. So I got 2 of these. I don't know what I'm gonna make, but I couldn't leave the pink. And then I got 1 of these. I don't know if you can tell, but this is Malabrigo. I love Malabrigo. I've always loved Malabrigo. It's just one of those yarns that speaks to me continually. And I know that you're saying, like, why did you go all the way to Ireland and buy Malabrigo instead of Irish yarn? They did have a little bit of, well, they had plenty of Irish wool, but it was incredibly scratchy, and of course I'm not gonna be able to use that, so I didn't buy that. And then they had 2 Irish hand dyers of yarn that were there, but I didn't want to buy 1 skein of a sock yarn because I always do that, and I don't know, the colors just didn't grab me. And this spoke my language immediately. This, of course, is Malabrigo Arroyo. It is 335 yards. I can't really see on the tag. And the colorway is Anniversario. So this is like I want to say it's DK weight. So I can totally make a hat out of this. And I'm hoping actually to design a hat with this because this is amazing yarn. And also, my yarn store in St. Pete does not have much Malabrigo, if any. Sometimes she has a little bit, and I really like to touch yarn before I buy it generally. So it worked out that I got that. So that's what I got at This Is Knit. It was adorable. The Jameson tour this morning was super interesting as well. We got to be in their original factory, which of course they don't make any whiskey there now. That's all made down south in Ireland, but we learned all kinds of things, or at least I did. I don't know, maybe Josiah knew all of this already. But Jameson is triple distilled, and we compared, we compared 3 whiskeys, so Jameson, Jack Daniels from the United States, and Johnnie Walker, which is a Scotch. So we compared them all, and Jameson is by far the best. Although I don't like whiskey, so I didn't like any of them. I would tell you I absolutely hated the Johnnie Walker. It tasted like a campfire. But I don't know, it was really interesting just to see how they made it and to hear all about that, especially with a guy with a Irish accent. And he kept saying, folks, what you need to know, folks. And it was basically the best. So I don't know, we're gonna head out again in a minute and go on more adventures because it's the last day. So we just left the Leprechaun Museum, which was one of the most ridiculous things I think I've ever been a part of, but it was fabulous. And now I want to know all about he thinks the Leprechaun Museum was ridiculous also, but now I want to know all about Irish folklore. And then we trekked 2 kilometers. How long is that? I have no idea. And then got lost and then got found. And now we're at the Guinness factory. We're gonna try and see if we can squeeze in before they close. So the verdict is the Guinness factory is closed. We are too late. Hello. It is the end of our last day in Dublin. So sad. But I have 2 very important things to tell you. One, these are both things I learned on our various activities today. One is, did you know that every time you age whiskey for 1 more year in a barrel, you lose 2% of the volume of whiskey? So if you started with 100% in the barrel, in 10 years, you will only have 90%, which doesn't seem like a lot, 2% every year. But for the Jameson factory, that means that they lose a complete bottle of Jameson every 3 seconds. 3 seconds. That's how much percentage and how much they have distilling. The second thing I wanted to remember to tell you is when we went to the Leprechaun Museum, we saw, or we learned rather, that fairies are not nice in Ireland, okay? They're bad. And they are low in iron. Their blood is green. So they were always trying to steal little boys and drink their blood. So in order to confuse the fairies, they were dressed as girls until they were 4 years old. So the fairies would not steal them away. And this you can still see in some Catholic and Orthodox traditions. When the baby is baptized, it wears a dress, even if it's a boy. That's where that came from, which is kind of crazy. So we blew the rest of our euros, which weren't that many, because I don't want to take them home, right? So I got a plastic Ireland tote bag for $2 because we officially are out of space. We didn't have much space to begin with in our luggage, and now we have bought a few things and we're out of space entirely. So I got that to take on the plane. Also, Josiah got this. Hopefully you can see it. It's a little metal sign to put in the garage, which is kind of like his man cave. Also, this cool Irish shot glass that's made out of metal and has scenes from Ireland on the side. Also, a tea towel that has sheep on it, because obviously. And then finally, I know I already have Irish sheep, but look at these. They're crazy sheep. I had to buy them. I had to. So that's it. Oh, no, it's not. One more thing. When we checked into this hotel, it's owned by Hilton, or managed by Hilton or something. And when we checked in, they gave us the most amazing chocolate chip cookies. And so I went to the front desk and I asked if I could have another one because they were so good. I just got this. It's still warm. It's fresh. It smells amazing. And not only did I get one, I got 2. That was probably too much of a close-up. So yeah, I'm gonna settle in. We gotta somehow pack all of our crap up and hopefully fit it into the suitcases. And then tomorrow we are going back home. So that's all. Thanks for listening to all of these vlogs. I might vlog a little bit tomorrow on our way home too. Sad day going home. So all right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.